Sluggers 2, men with bats. The home run. It's one of baseball's most coveted prizes. It penetrates the soul of every fan, and upon reaching its destination, it causes heartache to every foe. It's an emotional bell that can change the course of a game in an instant, delivering excitement without fail. All that's required is one almighty swing. Arguably, no task poses more of a challenge.
Hitting a baseball is considered the hardest thing to do in all of sports, and I guess the toughest thing to do in hitting a baseball is hitting it 400 feet.
As a hitter, I know that it's like the ultimate thing you can do, to hit the ball far enough where nobody can catch you. It's nice to sort of eliminate the fielders and hit a ball so crisply that it actually carries out of the park.
I don't know what it is. It's the greatest experience as a baseball player. There's nothing better than hitting a home run like at a visitor's ballpark and just having the crowd just go quiet. It's just like your moment. People out there think, well, God, you know, home runs might be really easy. It's not. It's probably the hardest thing to do in sports today. There's a lot of things that have to be right in hitting a home run, and that's why I hope people out there don't think it's an easy thing to do.
Yet there exists one player who does it with such apparent ease.
Ken Griffey Jr.'s from a different world. Ken Griffey Jr. is probably one of the most talented people on the planet.
Ken Griffey Jr. is the best talent in our generation.
Ken Griffey Jr. is the greatest baseball player I've ever seen.
Like the sign says, Griffey rules. And when it comes to pure talent, pitchers know all too well that super slugger Ken Griffey Jr. has it all. In 1997, Jr. hit 56 home runs with cuts that cut opponents to the quick.
Belted deep to right field, upper deck drive, fly away! And Jr. now with 10. Jr. a high fly ball, belted, number 20. Ken Griffey Jr.'s 28th home run of the season. Goodbye, baseball. His 42nd home run of the season. Ken Griffey Jr., only the 15th member of the 50 home run club. Number 56, fly away.
For Jr., the sky is indeed the limit when it comes to potential. At age 28, he became the second youngest player in history to reach this milestone.
Well hit ball, and there it goes. Number 300 for Ken Griffey Jr.
Well, he's not finished yet.
He may challenge Mr. Aaron before it's all over.
It's not that easy. I mean, he makes it look so easy, but he just goes up there and just whoop, and it's like, oh no, it's nothing to him. He's done it before, and I mean, hey.
Ken Griffey Jr., you are incredible, buddy.
know, I have 4 very distinct things that make me a successful hitter that I go with. One is I got to hit according to my style. I've got to develop my own style of hitting. 2 is I got to have a good game plan when I go to the plate. You know where I want to hit the ball, where runners are, what the score is. 3, I've got to be very quick with the bat, and that comes from mechanics. And 4, I got to get a good pitch to hit. Probably the most important thing in hitting is just you're only as good as the pitch you swing at.
No matter what era, stars have brandished a variety of batting stances. The only similarity was that the stance generated results. It's difficult to argue with success. The same holds true today, even when the stance is far from textbook.
I try to spread out, and that's something that not a whole lot of guys do. And what I do is when I take my stride, I just leave my foot there. Instead of picking up my foot and putting it down, I just try to rock my weight and then keep my feet on the ground. That'll keep me from moving around too much and be able to fight off tougher pitches.
I have the stance open a little bit for no apparent reason, just because it feels comfortable. I try to bend over a little bit to get in the action, so to speak, to see the ball. I want to keep my head steady. I want to keep my hands up. And the biggest thing is I want to stay balanced.
I'm rocking back and forth, trying to time the pitcher as he comes set. So when he's coming set, I'm kind of on my front over my front knee, and as he's getting ready to deliver the ball, I kind of rock back. So I'm trying to time my rock so as the ball's in flight, I'm back and getting ready to come forward so I can recognize the pitch, and when I'm ready to swing and hit it, I have everything coming forward and I load up like that. So by staying back and throwing everything at the ball, my whole backside, my whole hip, my legs, that gives me the best possible chance to hit a home run out of the ballpark.
Okay, my stance, the worst stance in the big leagues. Somehow I have my foot kind of back here, and it's almost kind of pointed towards the catcher. I put my front foot kind of like behind my back foot, so I'm kind of open, and this is pointed out a little bit towards the first baseman. Legs are spread apart. Then I kind of go into this little squat, and my legs bow out, which is ugly. And then I kind of put my weight here, so my weight is kind of over the backside right here, and I kind of sit in like this chair, and I swing, and I fall down all the time, fall all over the place. But that's my stance, and that's all I got.
What do you think? Bye-bye. That's a Bagwell foul.
He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. Look at this, strong as an ox.
With that awkward batting stance, Jeff Bagwell reached the coveted 40 home run mark in 1997. Yet the one-time MVP bears no pretenses when it comes to technique.
My philosophy is I see it. If I think I can hit it hard, and I'm going to swing at it as hard as I can.
There's a drive to left. Is it going to hook? No, it's going to stay fair.
Bagwell to center. Ward still going. Ward at the wall. Bagwell hits it way up.
Early in the count, I look for my strength, and if I get that pitch, then hopefully I hit it. Later in the count, I try and use the whole field. But I'm a kind of guy, I just like to see it, and if I think I can hit it, then I'm going to swing at it as hard as I can. Hopefully it goes somewhere where nobody's standing.
The home run is a majestic sight. But from the vantage point of the catcher, things look a bit different. Did you ever wonder how a ball destined for the bleachers appears to him? Well, this angle shows you what a home run looks like. But what's the catcher's perspective?
As a catcher, you kind of envision it before it happens. You see the pitch coming and you go, uh-oh.
Right when the pitch is released, you have a pretty good idea it's going to get hit hard, and sometimes you feel like calling timeout in the middle of the pitch.
Most of the time when it hits his bat, I want to reach out and stop it, but you can't do that.
No doubt about that one. You're not stopping that one.
Well, you definitely know it's gone when you see it come off the bat at a certain velocity. It's got a certain sound, too.
Crack of the bat. When they really hit one really good, you usually get a little ringing in your ears, and you know a guy had really crushed the ball.
It's got an echoing sort of sound. Like a talk, talk, talk.
Once you hear the sound and you can see the ball disappearing, then you know it's got a good chance.
The ball gets much smaller as it continues to travel through the outfield.
When it looks like it's a golf ball when it takes off, you know, you don't really see it.
You're kind of like praying, no, don't go, don't go, don't go.
If it's one of those solid hitting, sweet spot home runs, I usually just stick my hand up to the umpire and get the next ball.
You know, as a catcher, you're hoping it's going to stay in the ballpark, so you're doing what you can to keep it in the park.
It's an amazing thing when you realize in that fraction of a second that it's going to be a home run and you're not going to get the ball back.
From the perspective of most, shortstops are defensive specialists. But Nomar Garciaparra of the Boston Red Sox has a game that goes much deeper.
I love the game of baseball. And baseball to me it's a defensive game or it's not an offensive game. It takes both. And you, as a player who loves it, you want to focus on both. You want to do as best you can on both. That's what makes the game fun.
Using this offbeat stance, the AL Rookie of the Year drove in a record 98 runs from the leadoff spot and belted 30 homers.
Here's Garciaparra deep to left field. Gone! A home run.
Nomar also possesses a biting competitive spirit.
The first pitch is rocketed to deep left. That ball is gone.
Pitch by pitch, at bat by at bat. You got to be ready every day. It's not like, all right, I can take it easy today, or you know, today's not going to be that difficult of a day, or whatever. No, it's something you got to go out. You got to be ready to play every day.
Garciaparra goes right field again. It's a replay. It's gone. A home run. Garciaparra hits it well out towards the wall in left field. Going gone. A home run for Nomar Garciaparra, and the Red Sox have the lead.
When he played for the Trenton Thunder, a minor league club of the Boston Red Sox, Nomar was known as a double-A doubles hitter. But in an effort to bulk up, he maintained a pregame ritual which involved regular trips to a deli located near the ballpark. It was here that he ordered a custom-made sandwich, a beefy special Nomar has been eating since college.
There was a little sub joint called Little Dino's at Georgia Tech, and I used to go there every day, and I had a sandwich. It was called a roast beef super. And I went to Trenton, Ballpark Deli there, and I told, you know what, you got to make the sandwich for me if you can. Roast beef, hot roast beef, melted provolone cheese, they added bacon, and whatever toppings you wanted on it. I had mustard and lettuce. And everybody liked it, and they go, well, we're going to call it Nomar Special.
You got a sandwich named after him?
That's the Nomar.
Are you serious?
What is that?
There's got to be a superstition. You know, he got a free suit, too. I don't know if anyone knew that. He hit the sign, and they gave him a free suit. Nomar got everything. But he deserves it.
See the ball and hit it. That's what I got to keep reminding myself. You know, you can make it too confusing, and you know, a lot of people out there telling you a lot of different things, but bottom line, it comes down to seeing the ball, putting 100% of your concentration on seeing it and hitting it.
Hitting an opposite field home run requires more power than you might think. In order to hit one the other way, the batter has to generate all the muscle. As far as players are concerned, it's a true measure of a slugger's might.
What has determined power hitters in Major League Baseball is their ability to go the other way with power. Opposite field power.
There's only a few that are strong enough to do it, really.
When you have strength like he has, you can hit the ball out that way.
To pull the ball, it's easier to hit a home run because you don't have to hit it very far. You have to really provide the power when you hit the ball the other way.
That tremendous power, that extension he has. Opposite field power.
Power is really underrated when you look at guys hitting the ball the other way. It's like an inside strength that you have.
Hansel got it up and in, and Bichette inside out, get out of the ballpark.
I think it just comes from strength and hard work on your skill.
Because that takes discipline and training to stay on the ball, and it's just something I've developed, but I know it's definitely something hard to teach.
You won't see very many hitters hit the ball to the opposite field and stand at home plate and watch it because they know they hit it hard enough to get out of the ballpark. Mike Piazza is one of the very few guys in this league that can do that.
It's more of a leverage thing. It's more of a strength thing, I think, why some guys just aren't as physically able and don't have the mechanics in their swing to hit opposite field home runs.
The new players are the complete hitters, the guys that go the other way with power. To hit for average end power, you have to be able to drive the ball the other way.
The strongest players to all fields face off during the All-Star Home Run Contest.
Tough to bet against McGwire, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Come on, Tito! Got him.
It's a 3-round battle of nasty cuts and cut-ups.
Larry Walker.
What do you think, Big Cat? You got a chance?
No, it's 7.
Oh, I guess it's 6 or 7. Wow! Hit off his name. He took the W out in his name. He did. He took the W on Walker.
Larry Walker was impressive, but the most oohs and ahs went to Mark McGwire. Mark just missed winning $1 million for a fan. Tino Martinez's swing proved most consistent. Now, Tino didn't hit any baseballs out of sight, but he did outduel Larry Walker in the final round. 3 home runs to 1.
Oh yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm reading the pitch out of the pitcher's hand. I knew the job ahead of me. I had to come in here and replace Don Mattingly. I put myself in a big hole, but eventually the team kept winning and I just started relaxing and just got going.
The word relax and New York don't belong on the same block. After all, the Big Apple can be intimidating.
Nobody likes New Yorkers. We all have an attitude.
My wife and I, actually, when I got traded, we wanted to come to New York. When you come here, wanting to come here, it's a whole different game and a whole different attitude you take.
Ready, and action!
The media limelight isn't something that Tino minds sharing.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. I mean, if I get my a little attention here and there, that's fine, but I don't need to be the superstar guy out front at all. I just enjoy the fact that the other players and coaches see me as a good player who works hard every day.
God, his 44th of the season. He's got 141 RBIs.
I played with him early in his career in Seattle, and every year I've just seen he's grown and grown.
Beat me in the home run contest at the All-Star game.
Most times, an outfielder will give his all. But when a ball is pulverized, there's no need to even budge.
There it goes. This ball is gone. The left fielder never moved, and it is right back against the scoreboard. Here's our McGwire cam out in the bleachers.
Pitch on the way.
Jay Belton, and I mean that may be upper deck. It will fly into the upper deck. My, oh my, what a shot by Buhner.
Drive and you can forget it. Sheffield has killed this one. Oh, and that one is gone. Wow! Deep to right field, and that one is way out of here.
Deep to right field. It is long, long gone.
Clover to left field, and the Colorado Rockies on a Galarraga slam sail into the lead here in Miami.
That one is hit a mile. A majestic shot to the top of the bleachers out there. Wow!
Pitch swung on it, Belton. If it's fair, forget it. And this ball is gone to the second deck.
There's a huge drive. That's going to be over everything in left by Manny Ramirez.
Way back. Is it going to make the third deck? Yes.
Oh, way up in the third deck. Wow.
He hits it far. Look out the roof. Did that clear the roof? It did.
The roof. Oh, McGwire. What a shot. Mark McGwire has done it. He has teed off on Randy Johnson and destroyed the baseball.
That went halfway up the second deck, didn't it?
Yes.
Mark McGwire's prodigious blasts are a result of raw strength and batting skills that at times surprise even him.
I know I've exceeded my expectations as a young kid thinking about being in the major leagues. I never thought I'd do the things I'm doing right now.
That is number 55 for Mark McGwire.
Blasts away. There it goes. 56. Tag to left field. 57. Speed and hammered to center field. It's got a chance. It is number 58.
Mark McGwire has such a powerful presence that he commands attention even before the game begins. His electrifying blast and BP are a sight to behold.
For Mark, you got to watch him take batting practice. I mean, he hits the ball so high, and the ball just keeps going and going and going.
And he's big and beautiful, and he's got red hair, and he's got freckles, and he's got big biceps, and he attracts the people. They come to see him take batting practice.
You know, I'll take time out during batting practice when we're playing him to watch him hit. And that's the exciting part of watching Mark McGwire hit.
Every time he gets in there during BP, everything stops in the press box. Everybody's gathered around in the left field. It's just an amazing show.
I want Michael out there. That one's okay. 444 feet.
During batting practice. See Mark McGwire hit some bombs.
Get a ball. And what happened? We got one.
Hit a couple bombs.
But Mark is like, here's another one, there's another one.
And you talk to players in the opposite dugouts, and they'll tell you the same thing. Columns written here in Denver about McGwire's batting practice feats. He hit 2 today completely out of Coors Field. He hit 1 yesterday in batting practice completely out of Coors Field.
There's another one.
I have never seen anything like it.
The results are impossible to imitate, but McGwire's mannerisms are another story.
You know, when I watch him come to the plate, all I do is I don't actually watch him, I listen for him. And he steps into the box and he goes, the ground shakes when he gets his stance. And he gets totally relaxed right up in here, totally relaxed. And he sits there and he looks for something that he can hit into the next century. He sits very patiently. And he's got such a stroke, man, such a power stroke, that after he touches the baseball, it must look like a golf ball the minute he leaves his bat, and then he takes his stride. And as he runs the bases, you can actually feel the ground shake, and you know you've been touched by a giant. Mark McGwire.
Mark McGwire, that's unreal. Come on. I mean, it's like, there's not a place he cannot hit a home run in.
Way back in left field. A moonshot. Upper deck job for McGwire.
Oh, now that's better than a Ruthian shot.
He's one of those guys that hits the facing of the scoreboard in St. Louis, and they say it's like 430. It's got to be like 600 feet.
Mark McGwire way back. That ball is absolutely hammered. It hit the scoreboard. Don't need to say any more.
The most awesome home run hitter that's, well, at least in our era.
Oh my goodness, he did it again. For the second time tonight, Mark McGwire has found the upper deck in left center field.
Mark McGwire is the strongest man on the planet.
High fly ball, left center. Can you believe it? That ball almost took his name off the scoreboard.
You the man.
The one and only Mark McGwire hits home runs in Ruthian numbers. Now, since baseball is a game where numbers rule, most sluggers find statistics a snap, barring one calculation.
Can I calculate slugging percentage?
How do you calculate slugging percentage?
Well, I think you take hits and multiply them.
I don't know. I'd probably just go and slug somebody and tell them that's what it is.
You multiply the kilometers per hour that you hit the ball out of the park, and then you divide it by the numbers of times you hit the bases.
It's got something to do with that bats and total bases.
It's total bases times the bats.
I think it's got something to do with that.
Singles amount to 1 hit.
If you get a double, it counts as 2 hits.
Triples are 3 hits.
You get a home run, that's 4 bases. One time you batted fourth, it's slugging percentage of 4,000.
I guess if you get 5 at-bats and 2 at-bats and you get a triple and a double, your slugging percentage is way up there because you're 5 for 2.
Now, we don't need a UNIVAC. Somebody must know the answer. After all, it's not rocket science.
Total bases divided by at-bats.
Nice going, Slugger. You nailed it.
Try to keep my head down, stay on the ball, good balance, try to stay back. Yes. But I don't reveal my secrets. I don't reveal my secrets.
That he does.
No.
Well, I guess the old cliche is you got a round bat, a round ball, and you got to hit a square.
And Walker crushes it. How far will that go? Somebody in Sacramento is going to find it on their front porch.
Power is just one of Larry Walker's specialties. The 1997 MVP takes his shots like a Canadian-born player should.
He's from Canada.
I remember that, eh?
He's got his own hockey kind of mentality to the game, and it's worked so well for him. And he's real hard-nosed.
And Larry Walker is going to be safe.
He's just one of the greatest talents in the game today. I mean, he's unbelievable to watch. A lot of fun. I'm playing a kid's game, and I'm getting paid millions of dollars. You kidding me?
Step right on in there.
Is something special going to happen?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
It's a kid game. There's kids at the park. You see the looks on their faces when you go up and sign an autograph for them, or just when they're sitting with their father, sitting there watching the game, the look on their faces, and then they're watching us play a little kids game. You can't beat it. It doesn't get any better than this.
The versatile Walker belted 49 home runs, tops in the National League. He also batted a lofty .366 with a hitting philosophy that's much more basic than his handshake.
Walk up there, see it, hit it.
But in order to hit it, you gotta be in it. And once Vinny Castilla of the Colorado Rockies got a crack at being an everyday player, his true power emerged. The last few seasons, he's produced like a super slugger.
Drive! Left side field! It is gone! He did it!
Way to go, Vinny!
A look at Castilla's stats from 1996 show that he put up powerful numbers for the Rockies, including 40 home runs.
Castilla hits it hard to right field and deep. Sheffield going back. He can forget about it. Wow!
Call Mr. Castilla Mr. Consistent. In fact, Vinny liked his numbers from 1996 so much that he did an encore. Some of the game's most prodigious hitters were not known for their foot speed. Whenever anyone refers to an all-star super slugger's quickness, chances are they're referring to only one thing.
Bat speed. It's just from getting bad from point A to point B, and guys that do it the quickest usually hit the ball the farthest.
Bagwell rockets one way back.
If you have a quick bat, if you have a lot of bat speed, you have more time to react to the pitch.
Breaking ball hit high and deep to right, away, back and gone.
Mechanics are basically developing the most amount of bat speed in the shortest amount of time.
That one's gone. That one's heading for the front range. Wow!
He threw it 95 and Dante hit it 105.
There's a few guys that when you're catching, you can actually hear the bat coming through. Griffey
Jr. opens up those quick wrists. Man, did he get a hold of that pitch.
Strawberry.
When he makes contact, it just explodes off his bat.
Mike Piazza.
He generates such tremendous bat speed. Just the bat speed alone, didn't even have to really step into it.
Bat speed is very important because if you have good bat speed, you can look at the pitch a lot longer. You can wait till the last possible second and be able to see a ball or a strike for that little bit of time.
Fastball, and he jumped on it. And that one is a line drive home run. Boy, was that killed.
I enjoy watching Barry Bonds because he's just on the plate, and just is so quick.
He hits one high, he hits it deep, and he hits it out of here.
He's one of my favorite hitters to watch, and he's obviously very, very talented, exciting to watch. Hi, I'm Barry Bonds, and I'm here to talk to you about hitting. It's a feeling that goes through my body that you can't explain.
He hits it hard and deep, and listen to this crowd.
I listen to everyone else around me cheering, the fans cheering, that's what it's like. When I'm at home in San Francisco and I hit a home run, it's like I do it for everyone.
Barry has the look of a film star and a flair for drama, but it's that perfect cut that makes him so special. Behind the flash, Mr. Bonds is fundamentally sound in every way, from the ground up.
Balance is the key to hitting. Everything that you have to do has to come from the center point of gravity and staying balanced and keeping your feet underneath you. I like to stay in the center. I like to be in the middle of the plate and give myself enough distance and arm distance to cover the whole plate. What I call it a shoulder-to-shoulder move. Basically, I try to keep my front shoulder in here and my chin on my shoulder so that I know that I have both eyes on the ball, because keeping both eyes on the ball is very, very important. So I come shoulder-to-shoulder move, take my front shoulder in, shoulder-to-shoulder, boom, hit the ball, and then react.
The game's ultimate one-on-one challenge hardly seems like a challenge at all when a hitter is in the zone. It's as though his timing is impeccable, and he sees the baseball with razor-sharp clarity.
It's almost kind of in slow motion. It's almost like you take the ball and you slow it down, and you see exactly the pitcher trying to manipulate the ball in his hand, out of his hand, and you see the ball from the time it leaves its hand to the time it gets to the hitting zone.
It's such a good feeling how relaxed you are, how easy it comes to you all of a sudden. You know, one of the hardest things in the world that comes so easily to you now, because you see everything and everything's so crystal clear, you see every seam. But not only do you see the seams, because you see that every at bat, you see that they're red.
It's something that's hard to describe, but you know, if hitters that have all gone through it will explain it the same way. And it's like when you're going good and a guy throws a nasty pitch, you don't even swing at it, you just take it. And then when he throws something that he hangs or he throws it where you can hit it, you put a good swing on and you hit it hard.
You just feel like whatever this pitcher throws, no matter where it's at, that you're gonna hit it hard somewhere and kill it, and just throw me this ball.
While confidence is one of a hitter's most important secret weapons, patience is perhaps his biggest virtue. One of the most discriminating eyes for the strike zone belongs to Frank Thomas.
What can you say? Big hurt. I mean, complete when it comes to hitting. Hits the ball to all fields, tremendous opposite field power, and probably one of the best eyes in the game.
When it comes to seeing the ball, Frank Thomas's stats speak for themselves. He has led the American League in walks 4 times and has averaged 119 walks per season, while reaching base in a staggering 92% of his games. When it comes to pitching to the big hurt, Being overcautious leads to a walk. Being too aggressive costs a higher toll.
Uh-oh. Breaking ball, tried to trick him. Way back. You can put it on the board. Yeah.
My main thing is basically being a picky hitter. I don't think about my size and strength. I'm thinking about making contact. So when I'm up there, I'll do anything for a hit. So I'm not looking for the long ball. Those things just happen.
The Big Hurt is truly amazing. So it's no wonder that a video game manufacturer used Frank as its prototype. They wired him with motion capture sensors to help simulate his powerful swing. The Big Hurt has a lifetime batting average of .330 and has driven in at least 100 runs in each of his first 7 full seasons, accomplishments that have earned him uncommon praise.
What we're going to do is talk about Frank Thomas and how good a hitter he is and to show his
how good is he?
One of the best ever.
That's way back. That gun looks up. You can put it on the board. Yeah.
Frank Thomas, you get up next to that guy, his arms and legs are just massive.
Uh-oh, get out, Frank Thomas! Oh, Lord, he killed that one.
He gets the ball so far and so high, it's awesome.
That's it, well. Way back. You can put it on the board. Yeah.
Every time he comes up, I say just put him on 4 pitches, let him walk, because he's going to hit a home run.
A blast off the bat of the Big Hurt.
Philosophy I believe in is hitting the ball out front and getting your whole body into it. I'm not real big, so I have to get everything I can into the swing. So I sit back, and then when the ball's coming, I kind of use everything I have, get my backside and get my butt into it and try to drive it that way.
The search to procure a prime cut of lumber is paramount. After all, the Slugger's most vital tool is his bat.
Me and my bat, the story of me and my bat. I love my bat.
Drive to deep right. See you later. We're tied at 4.
I am sort of particular about the bats that I use, the grain. I always use my bats in batting practice first. I like a certain feel of pine tar, so I try to get them to feel just right.
Put a little bit of rosin, pine tar, and then stick them.
When it comes to bats, every slugger has his opinion as to what's best.
You get going bad with one bat, and you want to change your bat.
The bat that I've used is a Rawlings. I've used it since 1984, since I signed with the A's. It's 34.5 inches long, and it's only 33 ounces. It's a medium handle with basically a medium barrel. It's just well balanced. I just like the feel to it.
My bats are very thin handle bats, and I have an extremely large barrel.
Piazza, a long drive to left center field, and this one is gone.
It's not your bat, it's you. So, and Rafael Palmeiro is proof of that because he has the worst bats in the history of baseball and hits 40 homers every year.
I'm a power hitter, and my job as a power hitter is to hit the ball hard every time up.
Rafi's a great guy to do this story on home runs because he does it a little differently than most hitters.
First couple years in the big leagues, I didn't hit very many home runs, so I felt that I needed to get stronger. So I started lifting weights, try to get my body in better shape.
Palmeiro, a rocket to deep right, ceiling.
The sweet spot is about from here to about here. I mean, that's where you want to hit the ball. That's where you train, that's where you want to make sure you make contact.
Palmeiro with a one-handed home run swing, and the Orioles win it 7-5.
You always prepare to swing, okay? And then you just react to the pitch.
Palmeiro with a blast to deep center field. 2-run missile got out of here in an awful hurry.
Home runs happen if you prepare properly and the pitcher gives you the pitch to hit the home run.
Palmeiro pounds
throws one to deep right. Number 38 for Rafael Palmeiro. Take a look at this swing.
You know, I often look at Rafi's swing and kind of break it down, and you know, there's several things he does to play it, you know, particularly well. He keeps his front foot closed when he swings, and his foot doesn't spin open when he hits, and that's sort of a hard thing to do.
Rafael Palmeiro doesn't put any effort into his swing, and the end result is awesome power. You know, that's what every hitter is looking for. The least amount of effort you can put into it, the more power you generate. So Palmeiro, I think, is a great example of that.
He has a swing that everybody around the league admires. It's very smooth, but it's also very violent and very quick through the zone. But he does it with such ease and grace that it almost appears as if he's lazy at the plate.
Well, I use my legs, and I have a somewhat of an uppercut swing, and I feel like I'm balanced most of the time. And, you know, I've always been able to hit home runs at every level.
Palmeiro with a drive to deep right. See you later. Grand slam home run, Rafael Palmeiro.
Game-ending homers excite fans like nothing else. So the conclusion to this Pirates game was doubly remarkable.
Scoreless game, 10th inning. 0-1 pitch drive, deep left field, no-hitter, home run. You got it all. Mark Schmidt gets it on a 3-run homer before a sellout crowd at Three River Stadium. Ball hits it high in the air, deep to center field. Gone to the track, the wall, fly away. That's got a chance to get out of here. Braves winner.
Disappointment contrasts glory in the Super Sluggers domain, a place where reactions often tell the tale.
That's a gunner! Put it amongst a pinch hit! Game-winning homer!
Welcome home, Mr. Elster. That ball is gone. Book it. Home run, and the Devil Rays win.
There's a shot deep into left center field. This one is way back there. The Dodgers have won it.
Holy smokes, did he do it?
And deep and gone. And what a way to finish it. And this ball is hit well. It's out of here. The Red Sox win it.
Hollingsworth is back at the wall. It is out of here. And this one is over.
Ross Davis has won it. Long one left field. This game is